So, hey guys, my name is Alexis, and I am the beauty editor and fashion editor for Rare Radar. And during the month of March, Rare Radar will be celebrating Women's History Month with our Celebrating Her series. So, to start off the month right, we have the honor of interviewing creator of Alani Taylor, celebrity designer who has worked with artists such as Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and the Baby, just to name a few. Everybody, give it up for our guest of the day, Timeekah Murphy.
That
Ah.
sounds weird, don't it? Tamika Murphy.
I think it's cute though. I like it. But you rather be called Murph though?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. So we can call you.
Because my name is not Tamika. That's the thing. It's Timeekah. It's so weird.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
No, my mom even calls me that. Like, if you wanted to call me that, you should have spelled it the right way. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hi, Mika.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now we're gonna get it right. During Women Histories Month, we always just ask a couple questions. What makes you rare?
Because I'm a rebel. Like, I think I don't like for people to tell me what to do. So everything that is in front of me when it comes to fashion, I go the opposite way. Um, I am not your average designer. I did not grow up being into fashion design or anything like that. So, and I also don't pay attention to other designers. Like I am my own inspiration when it comes to the fashion industry. Just because I would caught myself in the past, like looking at other designers, and in my mind, I want to create my own path and legacy. So I don't ever want to get caught up in looking at someone else or being inspired by another person and becoming that person. I feel like a lot of people do that in the music industry as well. We see people grew up on Michael Jackson and these other people, and you start seeing that within that person. I want to be that person where someone is saying I'm their inspiration, and then you start seeing me through them. Like Basquiat, I love Basquiat,
Yeah.
but you see a lot of people imitating. I'm not an imitator, like I'm a creator. So
So how do you like celebrate yourself while doing this?
I don't. I guess that must make me rare because I really have this year uh devoted myself to saying, you know what, find time to celebrate the big and the small things because since I've been in the fashion industry, I have not, and it wasn't a good thing. I would let all of my accomplishments just pass me by because I'm like, in my brain, it's like, yeah, that was dope, but you haven't done nothing yet. Like you haven't changed the world yet. You haven't impacted, so and I may have, but to me I haven't. So I'm always just keep going to see what can I do to be greater than what I've just done. But this year I said from here on out, like I'm 40 years old, I gotta start taking the time to like say, you know what, you did something great. You did that, especially if my daughter is noticing. That's what really matters to me.
So you did work with Zarina Akers during his video, Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes.
What specific aspects of the design and styling did each of you bring to the table, and how did the collaboration enhance the overall creative process?
So Zarina, we've been working with Zarina since Beyonce.
Mm.
Zarina is the reason why we got Beyonce. And so she's always been really excited and intrigued by the ropes that me and my ex business partner did in the past. And that's pretty much what the inspiration was for in 2020, I actually walked away from that brand. And when she did the thing in October, she just DM'd me and was like, "Hey, are you still doing the designs and everything?" And I'm like, "No, I walked away like a minute ago." But when I did walk away, I always like to keep my relationships. So I just happened in 2020 to DM Zarina and say, "You know what? I'm no longer with the company, but if you ever need anything, just hit me up." And 4 years later, she took me up on that offer and just was like, "Yo, this is the inspiration." A lot of times, Zareen, she's amazing, so she already really have what her vision is for whatever project she's on. So she really just coming and saying, "Yo, can you do this? You're the designer. I have my trust in you." But she has a lot of say so in how these things come out because prior to the one that was approved, I had made another one before that, and she was like, "No, that's not what it is. That's not what I'm looking for. This is what I want you to do." And so I went back and redid it over, and she was like, "That's what we want right there." So It was really dope.
I love that. And so, like, how did your unique talents contribute to the audience appreciation of just that fashion piece? Because that red dress, fire.
Yeah, I mean, it comes from when I was with Deviant, that was something that was started between me and the other person. And obviously when I learned a new trait in the fashion industry,
Mhm.
I it sticks to me. So that's one of the things that I can say from the question you asked me earlier, what makes me different or unique.
Right.
Um, as a fashion designer, when I said I'm gonna take this serious, I taught myself every genre of fashion. Like I learned in the fashion industry, the designers, once they fall in love with a certain aesthetic, that's what they know.
Hmm.
I am not in love with any aesthetic, so I taught myself all aesthetics so that I can be able to combine, mix and match them whenever I wanted to. So from avant-garde to streetwear to high fashion to wedding dresses, I can do everything. So I guess you could say that plays a big part in me just being able to be versatile in the fashion industry within the aesthetics of what that even entail. So pretty much from that, and again with Serena's guidance on what she wanted, I don't feel like there's nothing that I can't do in fashion. So
For sure. And I love that. And I think that is very empowering. And so, like, can you share any specific experiences where you've been able to mentor or support other talents? And then what did you hope that your success would do on the fashion world?
man, I'm glad you asked that because I'm doing it right now. Like so my goal in fashion was Beyonce. I said I got out the military in 2016. I
Mhm.
moved to LA in 2018. And in 2018, as I'm packing my house up, I have a little prayer box, which is sitting right over there, and a little pink heart prayer box. And in there, I wrote all of the people I was going to design for once I made it to LA.
Mhm.
And Beyonce was one of them. Lena Waite was another. I think it was Tiffany Haddish. And in my first year of coming to LA, I got to be able to design for all those people within 365 days. Um, so I think in my career right now, and yes, I have a long way to go as to what I want to accomplish in the long run, but the goals that I set for myself, I've already surpassed them. So right now, I'm just having fun in fashion under Alani Taylor, right? But my passion and my calling on earth is to be a leader. So I opened up my company, the Lab Manufacturing. With that, it comes with so many different things. I have a retail store, I have my own clothing manufacturing company. I have a school. So within that, I use that building to cater to the next generation, to build platforms, to provide my clientele and all those to these kids who would take years to get to. We have one kid. His name is Jackson. He has a clothing line called Born Other, and I don't know when he would have been able to, but I was within the first probably 6 months of meeting him, got his clothes on the baby because the baby is one of my clients. So I use whatever I have in the palm of my hands and I hand it to the next person. So the lab is like my pride and joy right now because it is the platform and the foundation for any and everybody that's in the fashion industry to walk through those doors and be able to be who they want to be and walk out those doors and be better than how they came in. So that's how I'm giving back in the fashion industry to the community, all of those different things. Last week we just had two elementary schools or middle schools come through for field trips, and they cater to the schools are for autism, dyslexia and things like that. And so the see those kids come in and we actually feed them instead of feed their disability, and they walked out feeling like superheroes. Like that's all I'm here for now, man.
I love that. That is very inspiring. I really do love that. And being a Black woman excelling in the fashion industry, can you discuss some obstacles that you have encountered and overcame within your journey?
You just said it, being a black woman, being masculine, female, being in the LGBT community, being 40 years old, looking like I'm 20.
Mhm.
So a lot of people that don't know me or like me having to walk in different business meetings and things like that, it takes more for me to prove who I am than I should need to, if that makes sense. You
Yeah,
know, like even with all of the accolades that I have, I still get the side looks. I mean, I have tattoos all over my body, you know, so people still in 2024 judge a book by its cover. And until they understand my background and that I served 12 years in the military, that's when they faces straighten up, you know. But even going through everything that I've went through and just saying, you know what, I don't like the word no from anybody when I know what I'm capable of. So I created my own table. I bring my own team to sit down and eat with me, but I know I still have to meet other people to expand and elevate in what I'm doing. It's just a harder task. But again, I was in the Army for 12 years. So if I could do 5 deployments, like no civilian is really going to impact me, whether you tell me yes or no.
for sure.
But yeah, those are three strikes right there: black, female, and LGBT. I should have
Yep.
been struck out, but I'm still here. So
Period. That's all that matters. So the piece that you created for the his video is very iconic, as I did say before. Can you take us through the creative process behind the design and styling of this particular item?
After yelling my lungs away when she called and said it was for Megan, because when I tell you Megan was the only person that I wanted after Beyonce, like
Mm-hmm.
I love Megan Thee Stallion. I love everything about her music career and everything. So after that, um the thing was I never really did those designs all the way through like I had to do for Megan. I was the finisher when it came to the creativity behind those things. Yes, we came up with designs together, but I was the sewer, the hand sewer, the machine operator, and things like that. So when I had to make it from scratch, literally, I had to go and learn Shibari all over again. I had to go to a class that was on YouTube, just like I learned how to sew on YouTube. I went to a class for probably 24 to 48 hours. I learned how do you do the knots? How do you do this and do that or whatever? And on my mannequin at the crib, or if I was in the lab, I would create until I'm like, okay, I get the start of it, I get the finishing. I'm the finisher, so I got that part. But how do you start this thing? And so I really had to study that for 24 hours so that I can make what she wanted. Because no matter what time it is, I'm never going to fail. Like if I say yes, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get that joint done. Like, and that's what I had to do. So like I said, the first piece that I sent her, because I was just learning, I literally sent her to me, which was very simple. And I feel like she could tell, like, you ain't really put your all
Mm-hmm.
into this
Mm-hmm.
one. So after that, I was like, dang, I gotta go a little bit more detail. So I took another one of his classes where it was like more of I did the beginners and then I had to literally go straight from intermediate to expert. And so I took the expert class where he showed you different knots and things like that. And within a day or two, well, 2 days by that time, I had finished the piece.
I love
So
that.
I learned that day.
Oh wow. That is like
Yeah,
that's talent right there though,
yeah.
especially because you went on and you even like went on YouTube just to learn like that shows dedication like you were serious about this project and I love that.
I wasn't losing that one. You
Yeah,
said Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not losing that, bro.
like
I don't care what it, and it was crazy. I didn't want to lose it so bad that my ex-partner, like we haven't spoken a long time.
mm,
I hit her up on Instagram and was like, "Yo, do you want to do this project for Megan?" Because I wanted Megan so bad that I was willing to put whatever issues we had aside and say, "Let's do this real quick." When she told me no, I'm good or whatever, I was like, "All right, I'll do it myself. I'm not tripping. There's nothing that I cannot learn, by the grace of God." Even with the brain injury, he said, I'm gonna take this part away, but I'm gonna give you this. And he gave me the gift of watching something one time and learning it, like drumline, like how Nick Cannon was like, okay, I got you. That's how my brain works now when it comes to learning something.
okay, I love that. I love that. And so this is my last question just on like collaborations. Were there any specific moments where the creative differences or unforeseen obstacles emerged? And then if they were, how did you navigate that to overcome to achieve the final look?
No, I was solo dolo, so I ain't have to get nobody's approval but Zarina. So it was a pretty easy process for me. Easy, fun, and exciting all at the same time. But to add to that, when she asked me for that piece, remember Megan dropped a song before
Mhm.
his,
Mhm.
was it Cobra or something like
Yep.
that?
Cover.
And so I saw her wearing all red. So I'm
Yes.
like, dang, man, maybe I didn't do it like I thought I did. Maybe they tried to put it on there and it fell apart. Maybe it didn't fit. Maybe the boobs wasn't where they were supposed to be. So it literally just went out of my mind. I was like, all right, that's probably my first failed project, was what my thought process was, because the video had came out. She had told me the time that it was needed for. So I'm nowhere near thinking like, yo, this is for something else. When that came out, I was like, I mean, maybe next time. And
Yeah.
then as I'm going outside, I get on my phone, Zarina tags you in something. So I immediately just stop where I was, and it's on camera and everything. And I'm like, holy crap. So, and then you put it with the most iconic controversial video ever. So when I saw that it actually worked out, that day made me feel like a superhero. I was like, yo, it's nothing that I cannot do, because I learned that shit in 24 hours. It's nothing that I cannot do. So yeah, it was inspirational to me for
Mhm.
myself at that point, because like I said, I had thought I failed.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Didn't. Like God had your back the whole time. Like
every day,
I have chills because that is
every day.
amazing. I love that. Wow. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for taking the time out to just chat with me and for me to get to know more about you and also what it took you to create the design piece for Megan Thee Stallion on her his video. I really appreciate that and your time today, and I hope that you enjoy your time with me too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Till next time,
Of
man. Till we
course,
have another big one.
of course. Please make sure y'all.
Right. We ain't gonna stop. We ain't stopping.